The real machine of Neverness to Everness is highly praised. PV makes many people feel that the official is dead. But is that really the case? That's because you didn't even understand PV. Next, Xiaofeng will take everyone to analyze the content of PV frame by frame. Uncover the secrets hidden within. At the beginning of the video, a tall building appeared in the center. We will temporarily call this building the Battle Building. Next is a transition. Nanalai, the pillar on the first platform of Ivan Antique Shop, appeared. Regarding characters, worldviews, and gameplay, Xiaofeng has already introduced in the previous interpretation. I won't go into detail here. Immediately after, there was a scene of high-rise buildings appearing as anomalies. Attention should be paid here. The building with anomaly. It's not the Battle Building marked earlier. We can jump behind PV first. We can find it next to the Alienation building through slow playback. There is a curved elevated road. The elevated structure in front of the Battle Building is straight. More than this, the surrounding environment and their relative positions also do not correspond. So this is the typical deceitful transition of Tower of Fantasy. Seemingly the same scene. In fact, it has already changed the world. Next, more posters will be shown than the official website. In the previous video, Xiaofeng found the hidden code in the poster. Many people must have seen these official website posters. But I don't know if you've noticed. There is a number hidden in every poster. The Crazy Cat is 167, Leon Real Estate is 147. The Car Modification Shop is 387, and the recruitment for announcers is 199 inch. There are also posters here. Code 159. Neverness to Everness Worldview is related to the SCP Foundation. Get the real hammer again. What's interesting is the poster of the Racing Modification Shop on the official website. The hidden code is 387. The code here is actually 386. Are there two similar anomalies hidden in the Car Modification Shop? The poster displayed here is not meaningless. But it's the introduction to the first paragraph of PV. Capture the skateboards with midnight graffiti. In the world of Neverness to Everness, abnormal events are often caused by anomaly. This limited time bounty commission is a wanted item for skateboarding anomalies. 1 million is no longer enough to vent the anger of the employer. So now it has risen to 2 million. No wonder Nanali's spirit is so strong. But these are not the key yet. There is a small line of text on this bounty poster. Eliminating requires providing video footage and evidence, do not. The words behind are covered. Guess it's not allowed to indiscriminately kill innocent people. In the previous issue, Xiaofeng talked about it. Neverness to Everness is a world where human beings and visions coexist. And the worldview comes from the SCP Foundation. The human practice against anomaly is to accept and eliminate. There is another way in Neverness to Everness. Can become a legal resident. For example, Tegido in the antique shop. Octopus Yaki at a restaurant. The butler of Eden's apartment said, "Respected master, welcome home. I am the private butler provided by Eden Apartments for you." From this line of small characters, it can be seen that the anomaly in Neverness to Everness also enjoys human rights. Cannot be eliminated at will. Next is Nanali's runway time. In Neverness to Everness, there exists a special indicator. It's called the Werkheimer value. Although its significance is currently unknown. But from the actual machine demonstration, it can be seen that individuals with superpowers rely on fluctuations in Werkheimer values to track the anomaly. Is this a legitimate anomaly? Has it been ensured by some means that the values are normal? Then Nanalai found the whereabouts of the skateboard. Oh. This guy should be hiding nearby. But the lines are flawed. She said the skateboard anomaly was hiding nearby, judging from her standing position and the distance from the battle building. At least half a city apart. How can we call nearby? Then the screen turned around. The skateboard anomaly came on. It was introduced in the producer's message. A skateboard with crazy graffiti at midnight. From a perspective, skateboards can be attached to walls. This time in the real machine. Many people are amazed that Nanalai can go to the wall. But we are also worried that its abilities may be tied to its role. But don't worry too much. Now we have to wait for the expansion of anomaly. For example, a skateboard that can go up the wall. After this anomaly is taken in, can the ability be utilized by players? If it can, then Nanali's abilities are no longer necessary. Skateboarding anomaly happily came to an air waltz. Then he was watched by Nanalai. Attention at this moment. Nanalai is not standing on the ground, but rather the side walls of the office building. Afterwards, the two engaged in a pursuit battle. Nanalai deserves to be the #1 pillar of the antique shop. Skateboard anomaly only gets beaten in the cycle of you chasing me and escaping. The skateboard anomaly finally escaped to the track. A train is coming towards it. Easily dodged by it. But it still can't escape Nanali's pursuit. The skateboard anomaly was driven all the way to the set trap. At this moment, the sea otter appearing on the TV above her head. It is also a member of an antique shop named Tegido. The skateboard anomaly was obviously shocked. The Sekiri that had been lurking here made a noise to let Tegido get out of the way. Take out her own 800 kilograms anomaly, Sledgehammer Kurumuru. After an explosion, the operation ended. Judging from the reactions of passersby, the fight between the powers and the anomaly has become a routine. They are even admiring the fireworks. These are the first paragraph of PV's content. Ivan Antique Shop's pursuit of skateboard anomaly. Obtained 2 million cubic meters. The antique shop can operate again. It's really gratifying and congratulatory. Next is the second paragraph. 3 beautiful girls were carrying a special shelter body wool ball to the scene. This is what the Bureau of Anomaly Control wants. Can we make it to the expedited fee? From their conversation, we can see that they don't belong to the Bureau of Anomaly Control. But it also does not belong to an antique shop. They are the third-party camp of the Outer Ring, the Bode Bus. This is the material that a former staff member of Neverness to Everness used to explode. Their work is more like that of mercenaries. Collect money to handle affairs, prioritize efficiency. The 3 members in the car are the Hat Girl driving, a pink-haired woman holding a special containment vessel, and the winged woman in the back row, who was recuperating, said, if nothing unexpected happens. Hey, an accident has come. Unfortunately, they encountered an accident. This accident is the Ghost Fire motorcycle in the later Real Machine demonstration. Hat Girl saw the situation. Step on the accelerator pedal directly to the bottom. Braking is impossible. Drifting is the fundamental principle of driving. Indeed. Accompanied by the Hat Girl's skilled driving skills, the car started drifting. But the special containment body was thrown out. At this moment, Winged Woman takes command in danger. Decided to deliver the goods alone. She leaped and received a special containment ball of yarn. Then summon a motorcycle. You need to charge an urgent fee. They don't know if she heard it. Just rush to the scene at lightning speed. At this moment, the camera switches. Another trio appears. The sick girl is answering the boss's phone call. The job briefing will start in 5 minutes. You 3 better come up with a reasonable explanation. The work report meeting is about to begin. But they haven't arrived yet. There is a work card on the chest of the sick and delicate girl. These 3 are either Bureau of Anomaly Control Powers or an official organization. Sick girl ignores the sound on her phone. She put it away casually. At this moment, suddenly, there was a situation in the rear. The little girl with double ponytails was hit straight by a gold coin falling from the sky. Then she turned her head and saw the mint. Mint. Mint is the preparatory backbone of the second group of Bureau of Anomaly Control. She came here to deal with the violence of the anomaly. As the 3 of them looked around, there was an explosion on the street. The eyes of the 3 immediately became sharp. The spotlight shines on the scene with full force. Next, it switched to the live broadcast on site. We can see that it's not just people. Anomaly also ran away in fear. There is an anomaly monster in the middle of the street. It is also surrounded by gold coins. The gold coins that smashed the little girl were made by it. Peppermint is running at high speed from a distance. Amidst the interweaving of figures, a sword was drawn and chopped. Big Cat Anomaly said it was not comfortable enough. So the mint started scraping, massaging, and chopping again. At first glance, the operation is as fierce as a tiger. At first glance, the output should not exceed 5. Before long, she was panting heavily. Has the special containment unit not been borrowed yet? That's right, the special containment body is. She entrusted it to conquer the anomaly. The winged woman finally arrived late. A beautiful long-range shot handed the yarn ball to Mint's hand. What do you associate with a woolen ball, gold coins, and a big cat? Xiaofeng suspects that the anomaly of the riot is the money cat. So attacking it will really explode gold coins. The sick girl sees that the dust has settled. And then she lost interest. On the contrary, the white-haired man insisted on pulling the little girl to help. After obtaining the special containment body, Mint has also successfully solved the problem of attracting wealth cats. The letter F is engraved on top of the gold coin. It just corresponds to Fawns of Neverness to Everness. The second paragraph ends here. Next is the third paragraph. Battle demonstration of the game. The butler from the antique shop is on the far right. He was wiping the mirror while playing on the real machine. On the left is Nanalai. Security on the left. There are 2 possibilities for the person standing on the far left. One is a bodyguard from an antique shop, or the mysterious owner of an antique shop. It can be seen that the character's battle is closely related to the anomaly. Sekiri uses anomaly as a weapon. Nanalai uses the power of anomaly. The housekeeper calls anomaly to attack together. The anomaly of Mint is also to strengthen strength. The last character to appear is Zero. That is currently the most likely protagonist candidate. Finally, one person appeared. But I can't see it clearly. I can only see that she is quite fierce. At last, they face the anomaly of the film. The front of the anomaly says keep the room dark. From its appearance, it can also be seen that it is related to movies. Guess it's dealing with a commission related to the cinema. Afterwards, after a transition, they arrived at the inner world. The scene here is not realistic at first glance. The desk and chair are suspended in mid-air. There are still a few closed eyes hanging above. We will be able to encounter these elements in the future. Do you still remember the alienation building? There is also a circular shape above it. Could it be the eyes? The scene that happened to be on the real machine is the school. Are all of these related to the plot of the city of Hyotro? With a wave of spatial fluctuations, a crack appeared in the scene. A girl wearing a hat walked out. In the world of Neverness to Everness, the only known worlds are the inner and outer worlds. So she came from the outside world. With her arrival, the eyes hanging above gradually opened. What is the connection between her and the eyes? She adjusted her hat. Then she opened another crack. And she said to us, you can leave now. From this perspective, the person she talks to is the protagonist. Why does the protagonist stay in a different world? This is the beginning of the game. Is it still the middle plate stuck here? Is the girl in the hat a friend or an enemy? With a camera, we also followed along to the city of Hytro. Hytro City is divided into 2 regions. Alienation building in the farthest area. Next, the camera shifted to the vicinity of the battle building. Only this area has elevated railway tracks. As the perspective moves, we have arrived at the very boundary of the map. Afterwards, the camera began to quickly pull back. We can see fireworks blooming in the distance. This scene also appears at the beginning. The camera continues to move. The alienation building appears on the right side of the screen. At this moment, we can see a string of English letters upstairs. The camera continues to move. We arrived at another area through the bridge. This area is the one used for real machine demonstrations. There are 2 major bridges in the city of Hyotro. This one doesn't have a chain lock. as the perspective continues to move forward. The perspective passed through the house we bought. That is Eden Apartment under Leon International. There's also a cat finding frame on the left side of the apartment. Pets can also be kept here. As the camera continues to move forward, we can have a panoramic view of the Eden Apartment. The area we were in just now is on the 7th floor. We can see that only the 4th and 7th floors have interiors. We live on the 7th floor. Who lives on the 4th floor? At this point, the display of Hyotro City has already been completed. The producers said they learned urban planning. I believe it. And I also know that they learned from Eva. Eva's producer Hideaki Anno. His favorite thing is to place various electrical poles in the design. Neverness to Everness really learned the essence. Are they ready for linkage? Afterwards, the day and night display began. Neverness to Everness benefited from the single machine mode this time. The production team is also showcasing their muscles. The clouds in the sky can change. Streetlights will also switch on and off over time. The light of the big world will present different effects according to time. The light and shadow are directly filled up. Finally, there is the scene of Mint holding a small black cat. This is the Easter egg behind PV. The fortune cat anomaly has finally been conquered. But probably not many people understand, right? That's how PV's content is interpreted. In the next issue, we will analyze how much content is hidden in the real machine of Neverness to Everness. Let me show you how cloud players use the cloud to master maps. Alright, that's all for this issue. Follow Xiaofeng to experience a different kind of Neverness to Everness Tower.